That was my fault, I suppose. They got turned down by a couple of other National Trust places, so I felt very sorry for them. But actually, it sounded like something a bit different. Let's give it a go.
It's my job. But it's a pleasant side of the job.
The challenge and the sort of artistic opportunities are fantastic with Lost Boys.
Good fun, hard working, deliver, creative, come up with new ideas, just good guys to be around.
Because they are great fun, there is never a dull moment, and bizarrely, despite what everybody says, they're very good.
Lost Boys bring a different dynamic to events that other promoters, producers would do. A sense of fun from the start, so from the very first meeting, the first discussion.
I think Lost Boys are doing some really fun work at the moment. You know, especially around bringing theatre and cinema together, which is something we're very excited about here at Quad. And I think that's one reason to work with Lost Boys. They don't take themselves too seriously, but they do take the craft seriously, and they're out to entertain and to create, you know, pieces of theatre which people engage with. And I think that's very important.
They were witty, smart, quite evaluative themselves, self-evaluative, and talented.
One of them's a giant turd.
That they were useless. That's not just first impressions.
Funny, in a nice way.
Really friendly, really easy to get on with, and they're really chatty, really personable, but then when you see them on stage they're so professional.
Funny in a terrible way. I think it's probably.
I think my first impression was I think I first saw you in a show before I got to know you personally, and it was a very, very clever piece of work.
I think they were fun. They obviously, the Lost Boys get on with each other very well. Well, apparently they do, although they are my neighbours, and sometimes it's not always the case. And they're dedicated to making sure that the show looks okay.
I was just going to say yes. So yes, I have got fond memories of working with the Lost Boys.
Every day is a brilliant memory working with Lost Boys. It's great fun. I remember one of my first experiences with was a little German guy from Journey to the Centre of the Earth. Was it Siegfried or something?
Oh
like that?
yeah.
That was his name. I just howled with laughter every time. Not so much I heard him talk, but just the way he walked and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, my fondest memory of working with the Lost Boys was saying goodbye to them the last time we worked with them.
It's quite often the banter that goes with it. Just seeing them nail things, whether it's outdoors, indoors, in workshops, wherever.
I suppose the strengths are creativity, sense of fun, understanding the audience, and understanding, again from our point of view, understanding the world of film and the things that maybe audiences and people that are just casual viewers of film won't realise are central to the filmmaking process. So visual gags that come up quite often in films that Lost Boys understand can be repeatable.
The great camaraderie between all of them, that very much comes across. I think that probably is their greatest strength.
Independence, tenacity.
I actually think that the comedy is a real strength.
Yes.
I do mean that with all seriousness. I think it's a huge
I
strength.
think they're also very punctual, which is important.
You perhaps haven't got an idea of what you fully wanted, but they will put it together and make it work. So all of that is brilliant.
Yeah, I think just creating fun, accessible theatre for all, really.
How long have you got?
2 men to come.
Too much swearing.
Was Paul and Ben. Them two. That really, their weaknesses, for me, are like, I suppose, any small dynamic organisation, trying to balance time with ambition, with what you need to deliver. We all know how tough that is. So it's difficult to say that's a weakness, but it's an inherent weakness with any company of that kind of nature.
Yeah, raging egotism is probably the greatest way. I think how you can walk out stage, see only me in the audience, and still think you're good. I don't know, but hey, you pull it off, so that's all good.
If I had to be honest about it, genuine, I would say maybe one of the weaknesses would be is knowing when to say no to stuff.
Personal hygiene, I'd probably say. Yeah, definitely personal hygiene. Yeah.
I don't know.
Years on a Beetle. I think seeing it from Derby, then to Kellaston, and then to the Fringe. Well done, lads.
Ben dressed up as Little Red Riding Hood.
Surviving 10 years with each other, I think, is an amazing achievement.
Probably the number of sold out shows and reviews from taking Years on a Beetle to Edinburgh. Brilliant to see.
I think one of the most amazing things they've done is this promenade, taking this idea out of the stage and walking it round a pub to start with, or an unconventional venue, is incredibly clever, and I think really takes what they do on a fixed stage to a whole new level.
I think their greatest achievement is giving birth to a gargantuan poo. Quite a big achievement.
It's quite a big poo.
Longevity to a certain extent. The fact that this is a 10th anniversary says a lot about the company. In the creative industry gets harder and harder every year. There's a lot more expectations on what we deliver as organisations, and the money gets tighter and harder to find. And the fact that these guys have been able to last 10 years, but not just exist in 10 years, but develop and evolve over that 10 years to diversify what they do, I think is a massive achievement.
Staying alive, I think, is their greatest achievement. I want to throttle them most of the time.
I think the opening scene of Pooh Monster was epic, with Ben and Paul in the car and snogging and spitting the chewing gum. I just remember the chewing gum bit and then putting it back in later. Yeah.
I reckon it's Pooh
Yeah,
Monster, actually.
Pooh Monster.
Pooh Monster.
Only because I think we've seen it so many times,
Yeah.
and it feels so familiar.
Yeah.
I suppose seeing the Pooh Monster for the first time was quite exciting / terrifying, and yeah, absolutely, I can say this with hand on heart, not something I'd ever seen on stage before.
I'd have to be biased and say Christmas Carol, just because it's a show obviously we worked on together, and it's the only one I've seen. I haven't seen them in anything else. Not really my cup of tea.
Christmas Carol is my favourite. And there's another one which I really, really like, but I just can't remember what it's called.
Scrooge, hands down.
Mine is not when they were with us at the National Trust, but it was when I watched them at the Quad do the Christmas Carol, and the screen at the back was delayed, so they had to double take again, and it was brilliant. So funny to watch.
I think they're all so unmemorable, it's difficult to think of a favourite Lost Boys production, to be honest. But having said that, the one they did with Viva was pretty good. That was probably us, though.
Dominating the world.
World domination.
Hollywood.
Who knows? Hollywood. To be Hollywood. Of course they are. Well.
Nudity on stage.
Prison.
I would like to see more comedy and more rolling around on the floor, quite frankly. I know it's getting tough these days, but
You see their names up amongst all the others who've been touring for years to venues that gladly receive the work and have an audience for that work.
Something on TV, I just think there's definitely sort of room for this sort of comedy, sort of Monty Python-esque comedy back on television, so that would be awesome.
I'd like to see them achieving all sorts of great things.
Such as?
You know, I'd like to see, obviously, I'd like to see them do more work with the digital elements, and I think that's something which we could have a lot of fun with, especially combining cinema and theatre, and I think there's a lot of cool things we can do together.
Being serious now about the Lost Boys, I'd really love them to be able to do a show that we've both been talking about for a tremendously long time, about the beginning days of Cinema United Artists. I think it's a project that's got so much strength, and it's frustrating that we've not been able to move it forward.
Abbott and Costello.
The Chuckle Brothers.
There'd be the Chuckle Brothers.
Morecambe and Wise?
Terry and June.
Ant and Dec.
I'm going to say Penn and Teller.
Doctor Who, with Bonnie Langford.
Ren and Stimpy? Yeah, Ren and Stimpy.
The Chuckle Brothers? I don't know. Paul and Barry? Just start growing the moustaches right now. Right now.
I'm too modest to demonstrate, but it involves the left hand.
I don't want to. It's a hand movement.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
Kicking the balls, I think, definitely a kick in the balls, yeah.